Whoa! This is how I cut my body fat in half eating this way. And no, this is not another video that's like, oh yeah, you need to be in a caloric deficit, all that. You guys heard enough. Fat loss is a game of mastering your appetite, and the right food combination will melt your fat away, while the wrong ones will keep you stuck, foggy, and soft. Once I finally understand this, I start to apply it to other people, like Duk here, who went on a 5-month transformation, losing 25 kilograms, or Emir, who lost 7 kilograms of fat in just 3 months flat. So let's get started, shall we? Let's start with the food combination that is stopping you from losing fat, which is the fat gain trinity. This trinity comprises of fat, salt, and sugar. The thing is, this food combination exists in all of your favorite foods like pizza, which is high fat, high carb, that's sodium, ramen, high carb with a fatty char siu and a ton of sodium in the broth. We got fried rice fried with fat, with sodium, and birria tacos. And notice how you're salivating right now? This combination of food hits our caveman brain. Check this out. Before, yeah, when we have to look and we hunt for food, we look for food with a dense caloric intake to sustain our life. You know, reasonable, we want to survive. But the thing is, in nature, when everything is in natural order, we don't have a shit ton of food supply, this combination is very rare. You will never find a combination of foods like fat with carb, with sodium in nature. It's always some, you know, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of seeds here and there, and then we hunt the big mammal, like, and then we have got food for the whole tribe. But this combination is very, very rare. And so whenever our brain recognizes these food combinations with high fat, high carb, sodium, but with low protein, we're like, oh, I want to survive, I want to sustain. So, yum, 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 yum. As soon as you trigger this neuron activation, you start eating, and this combo blunts your appetite so you can eat without feeling full. And that's exactly happened with me. I didn't know anything about eating or dieting or nutrition. Nobody told me it. And all I eat was the foods that both high carb, high fat, but low in protein. And it's keeping me fat and stuff. And bro, check this out. This is me 3 years into training. And I got this fat gut laying around. No, it's 2 years. But I never really seemed to lose fat. I was like, man, I'm putting all this work in. Why is it so hard? It's because I do not understand the game of appetite. And I keep eating this trinity. And the thing is, this trinity tastes so good that you start to trauma bond with it. With so much food availability and science development, we start to extract that component and we combine it into the most deadly combination of all, which is junk food. So there's this thing called bliss point, which is the perfect combination of fat, salt, and sugar. Every single junk food that you see has a whole scientific team behind it, developing the recipes so that tastes so amazing and you just can't seem to stop eating it. Like Oreos, like KFC, like donut, like ice cream. All of these have these combinations. What? Oreo, sugar with cream, a little bit of salt to keep you eating. And Oreo is the one that I binge when I was depressed and shit, you know? I used to binge on a fat tub of Oreo. And I was like, oh my God, why am I always fat? We got KFC, chicken with flour, carb, sugar, fried in oil with seasonings, donut, dough fried in fat with a shit ton of sugary, see? And ice cream, dairy with a fuck ton of sugary sugar, no shit. And if I were to go a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole, people who are fat, who have a record of diabetes and all of the autoimmune diseases, it's always this combination because the human body is only meant to either go either high carb or high fat. Doing both is what gets you sleepy. Check this out. Every single time you eat these kinds of foods, and you're not walking around, you're not burning it off or anything, you feel sleepy, you feel midday crashes right after. This is a deadly combination for our metabolism because human just can't handle it. We're only meant to either eat high carb, low fat, which is what the Chinese in the 1980s, they eat 90% calories. 90% calories from rice, super lean and healthy. Or if we take the polar opposite, like the Mongols in the past, wait, misspelled that shit up. They adapt on a high fat diet, kind of like ketogenic, and both of them works. But as soon as modernization happened, we start abusing food, we start eating for more taste. Oh boy, what's happening here, The Chinese, once were so healthy and slim, they eat low fat, now combined it. Now we got more fried rice, more fried foods, more stir fry, more noodles. The Mongols, who used to eat on a high fat adaptive diet, is now eating more sugar, combining it with more carbs. And that is how we get fatter. Knowing how this kind of food affects you on a biology level, now we know that the last thing we want to do is to combine this combination of fats and sugar or carbs. And instead, we want to focus on the trinity that suppresses our appetite, that fills us for longer, which is the fat loss trinity, which consists of protein, water, and fiber. Protein, we all know it, the most filling macronutrient ever. If I tell you to eat 300 grams of this bad boy versus 300 grams of fries, bro, the fries, you can knock that stuff down in 2 minutes. Yum, 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 yum. But the steak, you have to chew it, but your body has to digest it. It's very filling. That's why it keeps you full for so much longer. If we were to combine that principle with water-based food, which is adding more stews, more soups into your diet, like your grandma was correct, right? She always eats very chill foods, stews, all that sort. It's water, it's liquid, it's soul nourishing. Check this out. Every time you go to a family meeting, what is in the middle of the table? This is the table. What's always in a middle? It's a stew shared dish. So eating stews, oh, I just draw a Japan flag. But eating stews remind you of that nourishing childhood. It's a shared dish also. So you feel fuller for longer. And, it's water, it's liquid, it's literally 0 calories. A lot of people overlook stew. You can just liquefy your meal and don't even talk about all that fancy stuff of like, oh yeah, tracking cardio, boom, boom, boom. Eating more soupy meals will drop your weight by a fat margin. When you focus on eating protein, liquefying your meal, while also adding low calorie, high volume veggie, you get a deadly combination for fat loss, which is exactly what fueled my transformation over here. Got me lean and keeps me full. I feel great while losing fat. I don't have to starve the dog shit out of myself, or at least when I'm starving, when I'm pushing the limit, it keeps me so much fuller. And it's the same method that I use for my boy Duke, for my boy Emir over here. And check this out. You combine these three together, right? And you craft it into a meal, you get a fat loss terminator. As an example, I got the Leaning Asian, which is my most viral YouTube video. What I did, it's so simple. 300 grams of lamb leg, 300 grams of potato, and 300 grams of cabbage. This one, I do low fat instead of high fat because we already got carbs. Super simple. I use this framework called 333, 300 grams of protein, 300 grams of cooked carbs, and 300 grams of veggie. Do this for 2 meals a day. I guarantee your fat is going away. Or this beef noodle here. So the same principle. I got 300 grams of beef, 100 grams of dried noodle, which is 300 grams of cooked, with stew, and add in 300 grams of veggie of my choice. It could be cabbage or iceberg lettuce. Now for me, the fiber, I keep it very, very simple. Just choose one fiber that you can consistently add in to make your life easier. And don't boggle in your mind, you know? For me, it's cabbage. I can use it on stews, on stir fries, on everything. I can eat it raw, but for me, cabbage and iceberg lettuce are the ones I rock with. And at this point, you're probably wondering, wait, this food looks amazing. Do you mean that I don't have to eat boring ass chicken and rice to lose fat? Yes. Yes, bro. The best you will look and feel is when you start doubling down on your culture's food. When people think about losing fat, yeah, like getting lean, healthy and shit, they're thinking about, oh my god, I have to abandon my culture. I have to disconnect and eat a certain way to look good. You know, when people associate dieting, eating healthy, and dropping down that fat, they think of, oh my god, I have to follow this diet. But here's the cool thing about learning principles like the Fat Loss Trinity is that you will never have to go look for recipes online like, oh my god, what kind of meat do I eat? What kind of carbs do I eat? No, no, no. Once you learn what to avoid, which is avoiding the fat gain trinity and doubling down on the fat loss trinity, you can apply it to every single culture. So let's say if you are an Indian, right? Take this lentil dal, for example. Instead of cooking it the traditional way, what you can do is you can lower the oil, use less oil because the dal always have carbs, bump up the protein, which is what? If you guys are Indian, right? Add in more chicken, more lamb, but still keep it high to moderate in carbs. Boom! That's Indian food. Now we got Turkish food. You know, your typical kebab, it's high in fat, meat, high in carb. So it's a lot of the wraps and sort. Either you do leaner meat, which is low fat, high carb, which doesn't mess up your brain and cause you to be foggy and all that sort. And it's very good for being an athlete because you want that carb to push in the gym. Or if you are somewhat of a chiller guy, you don't move around as much, you use fattier meat, but you chill down on the carbs, you cut down the carbs, eat less wraps, add in more fiber, more veggie. Oh, okay. Okay, let's do another one. Italian, very carby, right? What do? The same thing as the dal. So normally it's high fat because it has a lot of cream, it's high carb, it's pasta. But now instead of going for the higher cream kind of sauce, what do? You use a lower fat sauce like tomato or chill out on the olive oil that you cook. And now, since it's already high carb, what we do is we bump up the protein, add in more chicken, add in more steaks. As soon as you are avoiding the fat gain trinity, which is combining fat and sugar together, and you double down on this principle of eating more protein, adding more veggie, and liquefy your meal, you're good. It's applicable in every single culture. If you're Muhammad in India or you're Lee in Korea, it's applicable everywhere. That's why this trinity is so good. When you learn about principles, you will survive everywhere. And what do you know? This serves as an eating out guide too. Eat out is not an excuse for, oh, I'm going out, so I'm eating whatever. No, no, no. When you're going out, since you know what to focus on, you know the trinity, how powerful it is, you start looking for more meals with water, with soups, and higher protein. So if I'm going to Vietnamese restaurant, instead of the spring roll, no, which is what? Fried foods, blah, blah, blah. We don't want that. What am I gonna focus on? I'm gonna get pho, which is high in protein. It's a soupy meal. And if you want to go even the extra mile, choose leaner meat first. So it's high carb, it's lower in fat. Or let's take Japanese. It's a lot of fried foods because fried food to Japanese people is a treat. Remember, all of these high combination foods, that's like very palatable. It's a festival food. We don't eat this often. If we take culture in the time span, no, in the time span. So if I compare our cultural cuisine as a podcast, what we do is we clip out some of the most best tasting food, which is the highlight, which is these foods, you know, because we don't eat this often. We eat these once in a while, but it's the highlights of our culture's cuisine, the podcast. But instead, I clip it out. It's like an Instagram reel. I only clip out the best, the meatiest, the most dramatic tasting part of the culture and then spread it out to other countries. On average, we eat very chill, you know? But since it tastes so good, everyone just get the best tasting food and bringing out to other country. Just like doom scrolling. Everyone is overdosed in dopamine. We just consume blah, 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 blah. So eat a more chill diet. And that is exactly where the Fat Loss Trinity come in, with protein filling you up. Oh my God, I'm so full because of the meat. But now, oh my God, there's water coming in. Oh, I'm being filled, I'm being warmed. Oh my God, there's even fiber, so I have so much food to chomp on. This Trinity diminish every single craving of yours. I don't care if you have the biggest appetite ever. 2 of these, 600 grams of lamb, 600 grams of cabbage, and 600 grams of potato with 1.5 liter of water in the stew is gonna knock you out cold like. But I went off track. Eat out guide, yeah? Let's say you going out with a shawty. I'm gonna draw 8-figure. Shawty! You're going to an Italian restaurant. It's very high carb. It's very fatty. What do? Now you know the Trinity. You're not, oh my God, I'm eating out, so I'm just gonna order 10 chorizos and 2 pizzas. No. Chill out. First of all, drink your water, because most of the time you're not hungry, you're thirsty. And when you're thirsty, you make a worse decision. Second of all, you're gonna look for stuff with more protein, okay? Like a steak pasta, or order a tomato pasta with steaks. And you're gonna look for veggie salad without a lot of dressings. Or let's say you're going out to a Japanese, yeah? Instead of ordering tonkotsu and all that sort, you're gonna order soba noodles with more eggs and maybe, I don't know, some more stir-fried beef. But my rule of thumb is usually when I go out, it's very hard to get clean carbs. So what I do is I just spam the hell out of meat. Spam meat, spam water, spam veggie. That is exactly how you eat for fat loss, by suppressing your appetite and by staying away from foods that messes with your biology. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you're watching and you want even more help with me personally guiding you and crafting you your tailor-made nutrition plan based on your culture, your identity, join my community. And peace.